everybody. Welcome back. You are listening to In the Company of Charity podcast. This is Sister Liz here, and I'm here with my friend Sister Elizabeth. Hey there.
Hey there, how are you?
I'm doing great. We just got back from a carnival, a kermesse here in South Texas, so we can't complain about anything at this point. It was
Oh,
beautiful.
well, I'm in Evansville, Indiana, at I guess it's one of our former provincial houses, but our campus here in Evansville. It's what Father Kettleberger calls Heavensville, because it's so beautiful. And yeah, we were just here for a couple of days, touring the farm and with one of our new seminary sisters. The other five, as you know from last episode, are still out and about, wreaking havoc across the world.
We're sending them back
Just
to you
kidding. I'm
shortly. Don't
kidding.
worry.
I'm kidding. Yes, send them all back. Send them all back. I can't wait to see them. But yeah, so we're here in Evansville, and it's been great. Nice weather. It's getting cool finally,
Hmm.
and so I'm so excited. It was like 40 degrees last night, 60
Quit it
this
with the
morning.
weather
It's
report. No
delightful.
more weather reports. We're
It's got This
we're
is the best time now.
I know, right?
Are you kidding? Oh
It's
my
fall,
goodness, I
baby.
couldn't wait for the fall and winter season to come. But we digress, right?
We digress. Guys, we have a great episode. We want to dive in because this is one of the series of the seminarium that you were at, interviewing the sisters from Nigeria. And so I
Yes.
wanted to this quote from our constitutions came up in my heart and mind, and then we just had a meeting this morning in which our provincial superior, Sister Teresa, also read this quote. So this is God's sign that we need to listen to this quote, which I should already have it memorized, which I kind of do, but I want to read it so I don't mess it up. Here it goes. The call heard by the first sisters is ever the same. Throughout the world, it continues to raise up and assemble daughters of charity who strive to rediscover at the source the inspiration and intuitions of their founders, so that they may respond with ever renewed fidelity and availability to the needs of their time. Mm.
Uh, You can never read the constitutions and not feel like you've just heard wisdom. The constitutions are so beautiful. And for everyone who doesn't really know, the constitutions are um, a
Our rule of
document. It's a
life.
book. It's our rule of life. It's what helps us to kind of understand and for us to soar a little. It's kind of the ideal of what our life should be. And you read it and you just think, yes, I want more of that. I want to be there. And this idea that the call is the same throughout the world, and so these two sisters, Sister Toyin, who is the directress of postulants, and Sister Helen, who's the seminary directress, we were together in Paris for the seminarium, the meeting of the seminary directresses and postulant directresses, and I I just fell in love with these two sisters. We just we sat near each other, and um, it was just a connection, And I really, really wanted to do this interview with them, for just that reason, there was just a sense that we're half a world away from each other, and we were sisters. We knew each other in a very close and charismatic kind of way,
Mm.
not just because we were working in the same area, ministering with our younger members, but just the sense of who a daughter of charity is. And again, there were over 50 of us there, and we could all feel it. But you've been to a session before, and there's just
Mhm.
a few that you connect with in ways that you're just surprised, and you might never see these sisters again, but they are with you forever. You never can get them out of your head and out of your heart. And these two, Sister Toyin and Sister Helen, I just love them. I just really love them. I had such a good time, and I love this interview because their vocation stories are so genuine. But they also um, just talk about their hopes and dreams for their province, but also for the daughters around the world.
I
So yeah, I
just
think
yeah.
everyone's going to enjoy it tremendously.
And we hope that in whatever call or whatever life you have, that you would find those people in your life that have the same heart for others that you do. And it's a gift that we have, to have this charism, and it's humbling. It's something that we can't take for granted. And when we see it in another person, we know it because it's the same heart that we have. And so enjoy this episode, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.
Well, welcome everyone. We're here in the company of Charity, and I am in Paris, France, at our Motherhouse, at the chapel and the Shrine of the Miraculous Medal. It's a very sacred and holy place for us. It is where the visionary, Saint Catherine Labouré, was invited to the altar to hear the words of Mary and to kneel by her side and to receive the miraculous medal as a devotion. So this is a really special place for us. And it's especially precious right now because I am here with two of my favorite sisters who are here today. Sister Toyin, who is the postulant directress for the province of Nigeria, and Sister Helen, who is the seminary directress at the province of Nigeria. And the reason we're together is because we are at a big meeting. It's about 50, a little over 50 sisters who are either directors of postulants or seminary sisters. And we're here to talk about human formation. We're talking about formation in the company of Charity. And I'm just so happy that they're here to tell us a little bit about themselves and about their province and how they're enjoying the conference. So, Sister Toyin, tell us a little bit about your vocation story. How did you become a daughter of Charity?
Thank you, especially Sister Elizabeth, for inviting me to share my experience in your interview. I am Sister Toyin Amoko from Iwaroka, Ondo State, Nigeria. I am the first of the 5 children of Mr. Ruti Amoko. And for me, it was a little bit scary to tell my father that I would want to be a daughter of Charity. Because for us Yorubas, the first girls are always very precious because they wait for the day you are going to get married. And there's a lot of ceremonies to that. Actually, the Daughters of Charity are in my village. And after my secondary school, I started going out with them. I have encountered with them in the parish because they work with the youth, they work with the choir, and they do a lot of pastoral work and social work in the villages. So after my secondary school, I decided to be going out with one of the sisters for her social work. There she meets the poor in the village, chats with them. Anyone that has any problem, she gets food, items. And then, though she wasn't a nurse, but she always go out with first aid box. So anyone that needs some kind of health help, she will always render it in her own little way. And the one that is so big that needs hospital attention, she will always refer them to the hospital. So every day, I get to jump on top of the bike because the sister rides bike.
Yeah.
So I jump, at the back of the bike and I follow her out. Honestly, I was just doing it because I was at home awaiting my result. Not really that I wanted to be a daughter of Charity. But then, they said you come to a point that's like an wow, an expression. So it came to me that day that, look, you have been following this sister. You can't be like her in the service of these ones who needs help. And at that point, it really struck me so hard. I battled with it. I really struggled with it. But at last, I came to, accept it, and then presented myself officially to the sisters. And the day I went to the house, they were like, really? And they were so happy. So that was how my journey started. And then now to come back to my father, it was like, how will I do it? But the sisters encouraged me, you just have to say it. So I went to my dad and I told her, he said to me, is that what you want? I said, yes. Are you sure? I said, yes. He said, okay. If you go there and you know that the place is not comfortable for you and you don't like it, just know that you are welcome back home.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So with that, I left home. And I'm still a daughter of charity till today. And I'm happy in my vocation. And I continue to ask God for the graces I need to continue. I still want to continue to be. I ask God to bless and grant me all that I need to give the best of myself to Him in His service.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, I often say there's like a spiritual DNA. There's something inside us that has those aha moments when you say something wakes up, and you know that you can't turn back, and I've heard many daughters of charity talk about that moment that it happens, and it brings such joy to us. But then we do have to face telling our families, which can be difficult. So how long ago was this?
That would be about 30 years ago.
Wow.
Because I'm 27 years now as a daughter of charity.
Oh, me too. Yeah.
So, that's
yeah, we're twins. We're twins. Yeah. And Sister Helen, tell us about your journey to the Daughters of Charity.
All right. Thank you, Sister Elizabeth, for inviting me to this sharing with you. Initially, I did not know about Daughters of Charity. My vocation story started in 1984 when the Daughters of Divine Love Sisters came to my parish. So when I saw them, the way they embrace and laugh, I said, these people are happy people. I want to be like them. So they started this Mary League Girl Society, and I was part of the thing. And if I go to the mission, sometimes they invite us to their house. I just have felt very peaceful staying with them. So after I finished my secondary school, I wanted to join them. I was 16 years of age, so they say I'm underage. I should go to further my education so that I can become 18 before I will join. So by the time I became 18, by the time I finished school, I was 18, getting to 19. And I was no longer interested in them. But I still wanted to be a sister. I didn't know which to join. So I now told one of my priest brother that I want to be a sister, but I don't know which. I don't want to join this once again. So he told me he was studying in Port Harcourt, where our provincial house is. So he told me that there are some sisters that he goes there to say mass, that they are very down to earth, very simple. In that place, they have their novices, but you will not know the difference if not for the white veil. So he will take me, and they are not far from my village like that. So he said when he comes home for holiday, he will take me to see them. If I like them, I will join. So when he came home for holiday, at the point he took me to visit the sisters at Ogobia in Benue State. And I saw them. I was not okay with the uniform. I said, I don't like these ones. I want those that wear white. But later on, when I stayed there for a week, we went out to visit some poor people to the hospital. I said, it's just service. Let me join them. So that was how I started. I was invited. I could not do the aspirant retreat because the time I finished school, they had already done the aspirant retreat, but I was invited to do aspirancy for 6 weeks and then joined them in January. That was 1994. So I started, and I am here today. I finished. And I've been serving. I was a teacher before I joined. I've been teaching and enjoying the teaching ministry. And it gives me joy to see those that I taught, those in the primary school. Some of them have become big people. One has become a priest.
Wow.
And even some have become, one has become a reverend sister somewhere. So it gives me joy that they come very little, but now you see them grown and they're happy and they are doing very well. So I'm very happy being a daughter of charity. I have never regretted being one, and I don't think I will.
Yeah.
And I am happy, and I hope that God will keep me here doing what He wants me to do until the end.
So now you're like one of those happy daughters of charity. You saw the sisters who were in your village and community. You said, "Oh, those are happy women." Yes. Now you're one of those happy women, but in a different community, wearing blue, right? And so, Sister Toyin, what did you do before you became postulant directors? What was your ministry? Teaching, nursing?
Really, after I studied theology, and that was the basic of theology. I have a bachelor in theology. After my education, I was sent to the postulantum to assist the postulant directress. I did that for 2 years, and I was missioned to the Motherhouse for 4 years. After that, I came back to the province, and I was assigned to work with persons affected with leprosy and persons affected with tuberculosis. So I was there for another 3 years. Then I was sent to another of our house in Lagos, where I was a sister servant, and then working in the parish as a pastoral sister. That was where I was when the call came to go for formation course.
Yeah.
And then I did my formation course in Kenya for 1 year, and then I was now missioned to the postulatum to work with the postulants.
And you were teaching when you got the call?
When the call came, Sister told me, she did not tell me I was going for formation course the first time. She said, there is one course in Rome that I want you to go for. It's on missiology. I said, okay. I said, but there is COVID. That was 2020. I said, this COVID, how are we going to go? He said it will come down before that time. That was the first day. Second day, 2 days after, she called me, Helen, there's another one. There's another course that is better than the other, the one we have asked you to do. And it is on formation. I said, hey, me? He said, yes. How do you feel? Can you not go? I said, I'll try. Let me take the course first. So she told me, we are not going to remove you from your teaching job immediately, but just go for the course. After that, we will know what to do. But immediately I finished it. Before I even finished, the name has come that I'll go to the seminary. So that was how.
So your name was already out there before. Yes. Wow. Yeah, I know when I got the call, I kind of laughed because a sister afterwards, when they found out I was going to be the seminary directors, one of the sisters said, why do you think they picked you? And I said, because the sisters they asked before me said no. I said, I'm sure I was not the first one. And they just laughed. I said, I'm sure there may have been others. But we are a happy group of people. I said there are 50 of us here. We've all been on mission somewhere. I was working, as our listeners know, with refugees from around the world in Utica, New York, quite happy and content being on mission there with my sisters, and now am in the seminary as the directors with 5 wonderful young women who just give me such hope for the community, So how many seminary sisters?
We have 8 seminary sisters.
Oh, so your province has 8. That's
yes.
wonderful. And postulants?
We have 4 now on apostolic work, and I'm expecting 5
Wow.
for the next set.
Yeah.
Yes, and we'll be moving to Ghana for the postulate. It has always been in Ghana, but because of COVID and lockdown of borders, we couldn't move, so we stayed in Nigeria for 3 years. So now we have to go back to Ghana.
Oh, so your province is international.
Yes,
Yeah,
we have 3 countries in my province: Nigeria, Ghana, and Burkina Faso. But Ghana and Burkina Faso, they are mission of Nigeria.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right, that's
They are
interesting.
Nigerian mission.
But your postulants and the seminary is in Nigeria,
The
and
seminary
the
is
postulants will be in Ghana.
Yes.
Wow, that's
And
interesting.
we have people from Ghana, Nigeria, Burkina Faso, and now Cameroon.
Wow.
Yes.
How is that language-wise? Is English the common
Yes, it's
language of all
English.
those countries? Or?
Yeah,
Burkina Faso is French. Before they come, they learn English. And
Wow.
she's trying. The first one we got is in the seminary now.
Wow, it's amazing what young women will find themselves doing to follow God's will,
Yes,
right? That's so important, in that drive within them, that yes is so powerful. I think sometimes we can feel like they're so young, but they're so determined.
The one from Cameroon crossed the sea to come.
Wow.
Not by flight. She crossed the sea. And she
On a boat.
boat.
Wow. Yeah. We're here now, as we said, for about 20 days, right? We've been here for close to 3 full weeks. And the diversity among us, as I said, we're from 28 different countries. We're having sessions in 5 languages, right? English, French, Spanish, Portuguese, Slovak, and Polish, right? And sisters from countries all over the world. And each of us has this similar kind of story, right? That we encountered some way in which God was opened up for us, that God spoke and said, I want you to come and serve me. And I loved, Sister Helen, when you were saying that the priest had said to you, these women are very laid back, they're very, kind of simple women. The seminary sisters, you only can distinguish them because they're wearing a white coif rather than a blue coif. I find that to be a real deep quality among Daughters of Charity, that we really live the charism of St. Louise, where she didn't want any of us to be held higher than the other. And she called very simple country women,
yes.
Some of whom had no education, some who had little education, and said to them, none of you are better than anybody else, right? It was so revolutionary, really, at the time. So do you find now that women coming from Nigeria, coming from Ghana, now Cameroon and Burkina Faso are embracing that simplicity of our life?
They understand that we are called to serve. They understand that we don't go after do great things. They know. When they come, they like the simplicity, because sometimes when we go for inter-novitiate encounter, they see the difference. And when they come, they'll just be talking, look at how this one just novice, look at the way she was doing, they see the difference. The gap is really great between us, the way they carry themselves and what they do. You see the humility in our sisters. Like maybe if we do something, the organization, they don't take themselves like we know this, or they don't put themselves forward. And the way they carry on is the simple lifestyle of the Daughters of Charity.
Yeah.
Even in the community, the way we live, you don't see anyone, even the sister servants, we all do the menial job. We wash the place together, we tidy, clean our house together. So they are seeing all that. And even in our different services, that you don't wait, for the poor to come, but you go out looking for the poor.
Yeah.
So they are learning all that.
Yeah, I find the same, that it was, I remember it myself as a seminary sister, saying there's something different about the community that I've become a part of, as a seminary sister, and recognizing that once I'm a seminary sister, I am a daughter of charity, right? I was at one of our inter-community novitiate sessions, and the sisters were correcting themselves because at first they were saying, I'm with the daughters. And they were like, oh, no, wait, we are daughters. We are daughters of charity. And it's so beautiful to see them take that on, But I also think we get into the conversation often about ourselves being a society of apostolic life. And not many people really understand it. And we're always trying to explain it. And not that it makes us better or makes religious better. We are different. Yes, we just are different. Our uniqueness. It is our uniqueness, yes. Yeah. And you can see how God calls sisters to it because our youngest members get it. They have that sense. They see it. As you were saying, Sister Helen, they see it when we are out among other communities. They can feel that their consecration, their commitment is to be of service. And that comes before. And they'll do that living a celibate life, living a life of poverty, living a life of obedience, which is always a little hard to, and living it in humility, simplicity, and charity. We're so clear about our identity. Yes. So what do you hope for in your province? What would be something you hope that your province can really witness to the community?
I hope that we'll get those that will come convinced of their vocation, that no matter what happens, they know what they are about and they go about it, doing it. And for the general, the province as a whole, I hope that God will keep us vibrant in good health, to be missionaries, to extend to other places, and continue to propagate the spirit of St. Vincent and St. Louis, to enter maybe into the interior. There are some places that we have not been in Nigeria also. There are some states we are not there, that to be able to penetrate and bring the spirit of St. Vincent and St. Louis to them.
Yeah, isn't that always our hope, that will spread out even more? Yes. That we're around the world, but the world still has areas where there aren't any daughters, and we need to be in those places as well.
I see. I hope that we be, good witnesses wherever we are, because now the world is not looking for how we are talking, what we are preaching, but they want to see actually what they are saying. Is it corresponding with their way of life? So I hope that we continue to be, good witnesses wherever we are working in Nigeria. Sign of hope also to the persons who are poor. Be able to, be with them, accompany them in their situations, and be present, St. Vincent and St. Louis in their lives. And like my sister said, that will continue to expand so that the Vincentian family will continue to grow.
Yeah, I was thinking, and we'll kind of close with this, that today we had a conference, a talk with Sister Franca Adit, who was working at the UN, sister from Nigeria, who I met at a different conference. So
We had a great conversation with her earlier, but one of the things I thought was very powerful, and this conversation reminds me that if 12,000 Daughters of Charity are able to unite around the charism of St. Vincent, the impact we can make in the world. And so this kind of conversation invites other young women to choose a life of service and a life that recognizes that the world needs the Daughters of Charity. We're not just our province, our local area, but we're international and around the world. And each of that unites us as sisters. So sisters, thank you so much for this conversation, and blessings on all of your work. And our hopes and your hopes are the same, that the charism is spread and the poor are served. So thank you again for your time.
Thank you very much, Sister Elizabeth, for the sharing.
Thank you.
Thanks.